Okay. It is April 25th, a Monday, and as I said, this was just a spur-of-the-moment call. We're not trying to compete with anybody. I just know, and admin knows, that a lot of people couldn't get on Nancy and Dizzy's call and Terry's call. So there was a lot of stuff happening today. Admin, would you read the disclaimer before I go any further?
Yeah, I don't have it handy, but just the gist of it is that the information that we put up and out is for personal use only, and it's not for investment purposes of any sort, and don't hold us accountable for something that you may do that that you may think we said, because that's not how it works. Basically, we're just here to share opinions, and opinions are just thoughts, and we hope that you will take those opinions with the sincerity that they are given. We are not wanting to make you do anything you don't want to, but at the same time, we want to give you information. So with that, we'll just go ahead and Blondie and I will chat for a bit, and I've got some stuff that I would like to discuss and talk about just a little bit. So, Blondie, you want to get started? You got something you would like to talk about?
Admin, you have stuff. You go ahead, and then I'll follow up with,
okay,
after you, because you have something.
I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go ahead.
No, go ahead. And you're on the board, right? But I'll get the callers. You talk what you want to talk about, and then we'll go from there.
All right, that sounds good. Now, I'm on my cell phone right now. So now let's see here. Let me minimize this. What I wanted to do is talk a little about where we may be. And in all of the text messages and PMs and such that I've received and emails that I've received in the last 2 or 3 days, there's only one that said that it's not happening right now. And I respect that person. Their opinion is valuable. Whether or not it's in sync with everybody else's does not mean that the other people aren't right, and they are seeing things a little bit differently than the other person is. So anyway, I would like to just go ahead and go through a couple of these things. And most importantly, keep in mind that these people have provided me information with the agreement that they will remain anonymous, and I will paraphrase what they're saying, and not so it doesn't get back to directly to them. They could be linked to it. But here's a couple things. Let's go a couple days, and I'll do one person at a time. And let's start. Let's see. Let's start Sunday. Yeah, this gentleman, he spoke with his bond person late at Saturday, and what they were talking about is they were sitting on the potential for a release of the bonds on Monday morning through a country in the far side of the globe. That may or may not have started because we don't really have a way to accurately track it at this point until they do something, until it's shown publicly. So his point was then, okay, we'll see what happened next. Well, obviously we didn't have anything that happened today, but he did come back today and say that he had some managers in different organizations that were saying that the exchange groups, exchange centers, exchange locations had been locked down and they were not sharing any more information. And that was coming from very high sources. Also, they mentioned something about a memo, and this was before ICO came out with his information. So these are two different people coming from two different locations. They do not know each other. They may know of each other, but they do not know each other. So that's just one person, and then a little bit later on, said that some of the exchange center, for the first time in a while, have access to their full screens and can see some exchanges happen. Now, interesting thing about that is
admin.
Yes.
Admin, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're coming in kind of fuzzy. Are you on speaker?
No. Is that better?
That's much better. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. What he was saying at that point is that they had some people that were doing exchanges, and the people could see it on their screens. What they saw, we don't know, and he couldn't find out. And he was trying to see what they actually saw. So that was basically the last I talked to him about that. Let's go to someone else here. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I'm going through my cell phone with getting information out, so. But we all know what Iko has said, and he has talked to me about the same kind of things as well. We have some other people that are viewing this, and I'll go with one other, and there's others, but this other person is what I consider to be a primary source for me. And he is located back east, and he is saying that this is going to happen at that time between last Friday and the 30th, and he is still saying the same thing. That hasn't changed. He has political contacts, banking contacts, international contacts, legal contacts, etc. So he is also in agreement with some of the things that I just spoke about earlier, that the potential is there. And the potential is there for now until the 30th. And going back to the person I spoke to that was saying no, what they were saying is it wasn't happening today. They also said it could happen between now and the 30th, but they said not today, whereas other people were saying it was today or tomorrow. So I think that what I am trying to make sure that you understand is there's many points of view, many sources of information. There are people that are valued for their information and value for the kind of information they come with, that we want to remain sources, so we don't tell you who they are. At some point in time, you may know, but not now. Just suffice it to say that they are all positive. So I think that's the kind of information that I want to get through to you guys tonight, everybody that's listening, that we are in a good period of time. And if I had to give some kind of a percentage of where we're at and how good we're in, position we're in, I would say that it would be somewhere close to 96, 97%, because unless it happened right now, you can't really say 100% that it's 100%, because we've been there before, where people have said it's done, and we're still here. It's not done. So I think that the way we have to look at it is simply sit back and let the events take care of themselves, and they will. And whether it be this week or as some have suggested, like I think I think it was Dizzy was suggesting it could be upwards to the middle of May. And that's always a possibility. You never know. But the only reason that might occur is...
Admin,
yes.
Just on that part, I think Dizzy was saying sort of worst case scenario.
Yeah.
His projection is more before the 30th.
Yeah, I think that's true. And
I think that was,
it's pretty interesting because Dizzy has always been consistent in what he has said. I mean, you've listened to one call of his, you've listened to them all. Because he doesn't fluctuate. He says the same thing on every call, pretty much.
He does. And the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
The historical facts are the facts, and those facts don't change.
Exactly. And you know what? Going on there for calls to listen to him over and over again, that's fine if that's what you want to do. Because he does have information that if you missed it the first time, you'll get it the second time or the third time or the fourth time. It is amazing. The people that I have talked to have been in this game or know people that have been in this game for since the beginning, since close to about the same time Dizzy was involved in it originally. So there are people that totally 100% agree with what he says, and there's people that they really want it to be done and over with. And I think Blondie's one of them, pretty sure.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. And I think that there's been some talk on other boards too, or open mic conversations and such about. And I don't listen to them. I don't have time to listen to them. But they talk about trust and things, getting prepared and things like that. You're really not going to know what you're going to be doing until you're sitting there in front of your banker. And and he knows that's what his job is to help you help yourself and guide yourself. You don't have to set up things immediately, is my understanding. Am I wrong there, Blondie?
Well, I'm going to address that when you're finished.
Okay.
Admin.
All right. Well, let's go ahead then, and you go ahead. And I don't really have anything else I want to put out there openly right now. Other than we're going to be looking for it this week. I am.
Okay. I'm going to let's open the room up for questions for you, admin, and then I'll go after if we have some questions. So if anyone has questions for admin, go ahead and raise your hand. R2, I believe, is the deal. Anybody star 2? Well, admin, no one's doing star 2. So I'm gonna just wait a minute, maybe we have one here from Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville, you may ask your question. Go right ahead.
Hey, Blondie and Admin Bill, this is DP Champ.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just have a question. We've heard several different reports this evening that different ones are saying that the 800 numbers may actually be coming out tonight. Are you hearing anything about that?
I would say that that could be a possibility. If there is going to be an exchange that starts, I think that's a possibility. Who gets
Very
them,
good.
I don't
Thank
know.
You. Okay.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Huntsville. How's the weather down there?
Oh, it's been beautiful today. Thank you.
All right, sweetie. I'm going to mute you out here. Okay, so that's the only hand that has arisen, I think is the correct grammatical thing.
On the phone there. What's up?
What? Oh, we got somebody. Okay, so here's one of the reasons that we kind of talked about having this call, because there's been a lot of distrust stuff going on, the trust things that you need to go to the bank. I would really encourage anyone listening here to go to the March 28th call.
What was that about?
Where Packer Backer talked about the trust. I heard on Jerry McGuire's call today, there was a whole big la-di-da on the trust. Okay, and I want to say this. I am not an attorney, let alone a trust attorney, but I think we're all getting led into this quagmire of this whole trust thing. It's really a very, very simple thing, and the whole fear porn is out there about when you go to the bank and they have a shelf trust or some kind of a trust and they're going to take all your money. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. This whole skeleton trust is a parking place. And I actually tried to get Packer Backer on this, but it was just too short of a time thing for him to be able to get on. But you need to keep in mind that if you do a revocable trust, this is what the deal is. You can revoke what you do in that trust. It's simply a parking place for anonymity and probate avoidance. And I don't quite understand why these people on the call keep convoluting that, unless I'm missing something, which, it's Blondie and I could be missing something. But in my mind, that's the deal. So I really think people are getting frantic about this trust thing, and there's really no need to. If you do it through the bank, they're not going to take your money, and you're going to be a trustee on the trust. The bank may be a co-trustee, the way that I understand it, but you're the one in charge. And folks, we're talking a couple of days here that you're just parking your money here. And then you go get your team together and figure out whatever trust it is that you want. And so that's all that I really just wanted to say that, because I could see by the questions I was hearing today how confused everyone is about this. So with that, I'm going to shut up and people can ask questions. And if, this is just a free-for-all kind of call. If you have something else you want to talk about, let's go. So raise your hand if you'd like to be called upon. Okay. We're going to go with 304.
Yes.
304, you're good to go.
This has nothing to do with
Hello, 304. 304? 304. Okay, they hung up.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, it has nothing to do with stress. But if maybe you can answer this question for me.
You're actually kind of breaking up, ma'am.
How about now? Is that better?
Much better. Go ahead.
Thank you. If you are a member of a group like General 64 or Admiral's Group, do you have to go with that group, or is there any advantage to stay with that group or to do it the way just with the 800 numbers?
Okay. Here's just Blondie's opinion, okay?
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Okay.
If the way that I understand it, if you were with General 64, which was combined into the Wells Fargo group, you will get an 800 number to the email that you signed up with. The way I understand it is that they have a very good rate. If I'm Blondie and General 64 is the only group that I'm in, I'm probably going to go with General 64, with the Wells Fargo group. It just gets all so complicated, but, with the Wells Fargo group, because they negotiated a rate the way that I understand it.
Okay, so the Wells Fargo group contains the General 64 group. Is that correct?
The way that I understand it, it's all been consolidated.
So you feel comfortable. You would feel comfortable going with that setup with the group, with getting an
Blondie
email
would
from
feel
Wells.
very comfortable. Yes, Blondie would feel very comfortable going with the Wells Fargo group.
Thank you so much. That makes me feel so much better. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
And thank you for everything. This site has been just a blessing to me, and I do appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Well, there's no other hands raised. Admin, do you have anything else to talk about? I really just wanted to clear up this trust thing because I just felt that people were being put into a tailspin needlessly.
And I agree, Bonnie. It's just, it seems to go in cycles. Have you noticed that? That they'll be on trust for a bit and then off them for a bit and then on and off.
Well, and here, you know what? Now that you mention that, I do have another topic to talk about. This whole humanitarian project thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! How the heck did that come up? Like, seriously? And I think I've addressed this before, but really, the teller or whoever you're going to go and sit down and exchange with, they're going to look at your humanitarian project and deem that it's worthy of a bigger rate? I mean, that makes absolutely zero sense. And it's sort of like the topic changes. Every time there's a delay in the RV, we get a new deal. It's the trust deal. Then it's the humanitarian project. And so what will tomorrow bring? Hopefully it's the RV, of course, but it just seems there's something new to distract us and worry us about that we have to do. This, I think we just sort of need to rely on our common sense here. And
yeah, you know what? It basically, and when you go in to do your exchange, first off, you'll have your appointment set. They're going to send you to whatever location is appropriate for you. And you've got to make sure that you let them know what currencies you have so they can make that determination, is what I understand. And then they're going to sit down with you and help you at a future appointment set all of the projects, anything you want to do up. And the whole point is they want to keep your money in their bank. And if they can set you up doing the projects and doing whatever you want to do with it, then that's great. That's what they're going to do. It's just not worth the worry and concern right now, in my opinion. We've got enough to worry about. So just sit back and relax. And when this happens, then you'll have plenty of time to figure out what you're going to do, and you'll have plenty of advisors to help you do it. That's my 2 cents worth.
And I would agree with you, Adnan, that this is just go in, get your exchange completed, don't fret about if you do or don't have a truck. You're going to be able to do all of this, after you do the exchange. And there's just a lot of fear mongering going out there. I think people just are trying to get their 15 minutes of fame. Oh, and here's my 15 minutes now, group. My 15 minutes of fame. But I'm kidding. Anyway, just wanted to have this call to kind of pacify folks and get the whoops,
yes.
I just lost my earbud there. I lost my earbud. And just to calm things down a little bit, because I'm getting emails right and left about this whole trust thing, and there's nothing to worry about.
No, it's nothing to worry about.
And again, there's no competition here on the call thing. There was just a lot of people that couldn't get on the calls, and so we just thought it would be a good thing to have a little thing.
Just a nice 30-minute chit-chat, and that's all we need to do. We don't need to spend hours on here. We got other things to do. We got to count our dinar, right?
There you go. So let's hope tomorrow is the day.
Let's hope. All right, everyone. Thank you for dialing in real quickly. Appreciate it, Blondie.
All right. Good night, everybody. Talk to you later.
Good night. Bye-bye.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye. Welcome to the conference. Please enter the conference ID, followed by the pound key. Thank you. Guest ID accepted.